Oh, hi there. It's Blake with the Sooner the Better podcast. Here with my friend Boomer, and this week we're going to be talking about Bob Stoops' calves. Where the fuck are they? I don't know. Can't find them. Bob Bullsby gone. I definitely misunderstood what we were talking about here, and also our second half of the season predictions. So stay tuned.
What's up, everybody?
Woo!
Double digits. Welcome to episode 10 of the Sooner the Better podcast.
Is it episode 10?
This is episode 10.
All
this
right.
is double digits.
Episode 10.
Yeah, so we made it. This is quite a big milestone. That's 2 milestones 2 weeks in a row. First video episode and now second video episode, episode 10. So for episode 20, probably have to do some kind of anniversary. Hopefully we'll have some merch by then, so maybe we can do like some giveaways or
Merch.
We're gonna have some shirts, some hats,
Pop some champagne.
We might have our own brand of champagne.
Just like
the sooner the better.
Sooner the better champagne. Just pop it.
Yeah.
That's.
What are you doing there?
I'm popping champagne. That's.
Yeah, that's definitely what that is. Anyway, before we get into it, I just had a few quick notes I wanted to go over. First of all, John Shoop, our biggest fan on Twitter. I know we already shouted him out once, but he's our guy, man. He's done a lot to support the pod. Posts a lot of our stuff, has been, engaging with a lot of our content where others haven't.
He's a good man.
However, yeah,
He's a good man.
He's a good man. However, he had a take when we were talking. Obviously, me and you were talking about Giannis versus Nikola Jokic, and
who's the best in the league
who's
right
the
now?
best in the league right now.
Yeah.
I'm obviously right, but John seems to think that Devin Booker is currently the best player in the NBA, obviously because of what the Suns have accomplished. They went from being one of the worst teams in the West to now the 1 seed in the West.
So I have some opinions on this, if you don't mind me interjecting.
Go right ahead.
John, we do love you. I gotta say though, that is a horrible take. It's just absolutely awful.
I don't know if it's horrible.
Devin Booker is not the best guard in the league. That would be our boy Luka Doncic. I know he's kind of a point forward, but I'm going to consider him a guard. 28.5 points per game, 9.1 rebounds per game, 8.7 assists per game, a PIE of 19.1. Luka's the best. He's the best guard in the league. Hands down, he is the most. On a Mavs team that doesn't really have a whole lot of weapons, he has positioned them very, very well to make a deep playoff run. He's insanely talented. He's big. I don't even think it's a contest, but I'll go even deeper. I'll go a step further. Hold the phone.
Okay.
Stop the press. Devin Booker's not the best guard on his team. That would be Sir Chris Paul CP3, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Devin Booker obviously is better scorer than Chris Paul. He's got 26.8 points per game. 5 rebounds per game, almost 5 assists per game. A PIE. Now PIE is a stat. I forget what it stands for. It's like player importance.
How are you gonna use this as damning evidence against his point? And you don't even know what you're talking about.
It's player.
Oh my God.
It's like player importance experience or some shit like that. I don't know. It's
player important experience. There is not a chance in the world that that's what PIE stands for.
No,
I don't know either.
It's PIE stat. Let's look it up.
We're doing a quick Google search.
I looked it up before this. Player impact estimate. I was close.
It was not close.
I was close.
You were not even remotely close.
It is a metric that gauges a player's all-around contribution to the game.
So it's like plus minus.
Basically,
That's
but
essentially
it's a more complete.
Okay.
It's a more complete statistic. Anyway, Devin Booker, he has a PIE of, I think it was 13.7. Chris Paul has a PIE of 15. He's a more important player when he's on the floor than Devin Booker is. I think Devin Booker's good. I think he's a great two guard. I don't think he's the best player in the league by far. I don't even think he's the best guard in the league. So that's my take on it.
So I will give him more credit than you did. I think Devin Booker is a more valuable piece to the Suns right now than Chris Paul is, because Chris Paul, well, you're talking about PIE. I'm sure that takes into consideration a lot of different factors. But every team needs its primary scorer, and you don't have that without Devin Booker on that team. And he is one of the best scoring guards in the league. But neither one of those guys are the best in the league. Unfortunately for you, John, your take came pretty much the day of my point was proven to the world, because Nikola Jokic became the first ever player to score 2,000 points, have 1,000 assists, and 1,000 rebounds and 500 assists in one season. Hands down MVP, best in the league right now. Luka's one of the best. Devin Booker's one of the best, but they're not the best.
No,
the best.
I said Luka's the best guard.
I can get behind that. But anyway, thank you for arguing with us. That is what this is all about. Embrace debate. I wish more people were like you, John. Thank you. Moving on. The spring game. Obviously, we have the spring game coming up here in a couple weeks. Brent Venables just talked about it in a presser. We need everybody at the spring game, okay? We're going to be there. So if you're not going to come for the Sooners, if you're not going to come for the football, for the coaches, come for us.
Yeah.
Because now you know what we look like. You can come stop us. You can come take pictures with our pretty.
We're going to be in the club level.
Club level.
So
I told everybody
we might wear suits. Should we get red suits?
We're not wearing suits. I actually told everybody we're going to be there. We'll definitely be hyped. We'll probably be a little sauced, and we might be unclothed.
Yep.
I'm just saying, should the opportunity present itself, if it seems like it's like appropriate at the time, I might take my shirt off.
Okay. Well, he's going to do that. I might come suited up. I might get myself a red suit, and just let it all hang out. Come, maybe people will think I'm a scout or something.
Yeah. But we're going to be there. We got to pack the palace. Let's fill it out. It shouldn't be 2/3 full.
Apparently, this is going to be probably the most attended spring game.
As it well should be.
Because, Baker, he's getting a statue. I'm going just for Baker, mainly.
That's the biggest deal to me.
Yeah.
Right? I would go for that alone. If that was like a standalone event, but just the fact that they both fall on the same day, that's even...
Beautiful.
It's even more of a treat.
We're gonna go get ourselves a steak at the ranch. Afterwards.
Yep.
So
if you wanna come swing by,
it's good stuff.
Don't, because I'm gonna be eating, and I don't talk when I'm eating. I go ham. Also, to all you Texas fans, USC fans, Notre Dame fans, who else comes out? OSU, whatever fucking team you cheer for, don't come after me on Twitter. Okay, you're not gonna win. We told you in the last episode, we're Sooner fans that grew up in Texas. I am a savant at this point at sports arguments. Whether my arguments mature and intellectual, or whether it's just me repeating the score of what we beat you with last year, you're not going to beat me with Twitter beef. So stop coming after me.
People coming after you? I'm not on Twitter.
Well, okay.
If you're ever talking to us on
you're
Twitter,
talking to me.
You're talking to him. I don't do social media.
And I will destroy you. If you're not an OU fan, I will annihilate you.
There you go.
I'm very serious about that. All right. So, moving into the bulk of the episode, as always, we're going to start with new business. First item on new business. I don't think you were informed of this, but I am on a list.
Is it like a was it a legal requirement that you were put on this list?
No. It's not that kind of list. Okay.
Are you a red dot?
Yeah,
in a neighborhood
I'm obligated to tell you guys that I'm on a list every time we record an episode. No, one thing that I've been wanting for a very long time is the foam Sooner Schooner hat. Okay. It's one of our traditions, right? It's like the corn head for the Nebraska people. I want one really bad, so I can wear it to games, so I can wear it around my house. Just wear it wherever. But apparently the supply chain issues that me and you talk so frequently about have affected the foam hat industry greatly. So there was none available.
Damn Putin. Putin's fucking up
that bastard Putin. But I've gotten myself put on a waiting list for the next round of Sooner Schooner foam hats that come out.
I'm here for it.
So hopefully I have one soon. I'll wear it to every episode instead of this. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention Boomer. We have a new addition to the set as well. We have Boomer here. He's a pillow pet. He's a pillow and a pet. It's a pillow pet. For those of you who haven't seen the commercials. But anyway, I'm on a list. I'm going to get me that foam Sooner Schooner hat. All right, moving into actual sports talk. Unfortunately, it's been quite a while since this happened, since the games happened the day after we recorded. But the Final Four is over with. The NCAA champion has been decided. Kansas won it all. Any thoughts?
I kind of was rooting for UNC, but I don't really care that much about college basketball. Like, I watch it, it's entertaining. It's the big dance. But to me, it's I didn't really have anyone that I was pulling for other than St. Pete's. But that
I mean, I love college basketball just for the fact that OU hasn't been great. So it's kind of nice watching something that don't necessarily have skin in the game.
Yeah.
I was also pulling for UNC because Brady Manick, he's that dude. Played out of his mind in this tournament. Armando Bacot, the big guy for UNC, was playing on half a fucking leg and still dropped 15 points, 15 rebounds. That dude's going to be like the next better version of Draymond Green. Mark my words. But I'm just glad it wasn't Duke. So yeah. I mean, I don't really like Kansas either. I kind of have I have a dislike for Kansas, but it's not as strong as my dislike for Duke.
I dislike Kansas just generally because of the whole Baker
on
Mayfield
principle
thing.
Yeah, because we have to play them.
Otherwise, they're no matter. They're a fugazi, they're a woozy, they're a wazi.
Yeah, no one knows if they actually even exist.
No, in the sports that matter. Yeah, right. They're just
for real,
just a W on your schedule, unless you're Texas, and then they're a problem.
Yeah. Again, Texas, don't come after me on Twitter. You guys fucking lost to Kansas. All right. All right, stories of the 22 NFL draft. So I had a few names here. If you want to throw anything in, I just had a few things, a few stories of the draft that I wanted to cover. So Aiden Hutchinson, edge from Michigan, broke the sack record at the school. Been extremely dominant last year. 14 sacks, 36 solo tackles. There's been a lot of debate as to whether or not he is going to go number one in the draft. I think yes, because I think there's not a single team in the NFL that this guy wouldn't fit in or be a force in or improve their defense greatly. But just the story that I wanted to mention is, how they had the thing with Joe Burrow and his hand size? Yeah. Like they like his hands were too small for him to be an elite level quarterback. They're doing the same thing with Aiden Hutchinson, but about his wingspan. Apparently, everybody thinks his arms are way too short compared to the standard arm length of a defensive end in the NFL to be extremely good. I think it's bullshit. I mean, he's going to be dominant for anybody.
He's huge. He's like 6'7", 260 pounds.
No, I mean they're all massive. All the defensive ends in this class are massive guys.
Well, yeah, but I mean I think the closest competition that they're kind of looking at for that one spot is between him and Kayvon Thibodeau. Did I say that right? Thibodeau?
Yeah, from Oregon. Yeah.
Thibodeau.
I think Thibodeau's right.
Thibodeau. Yeah, but I mean he's got like 3 inches, and which apparently is a lot if you ask my girlfriend. I
don't know what it is with you and the penis innuendos, man. You just keep them coming.
Have I made more than one today?
Yeah, you started the episode off with one with the champagne.
No, that's just popping champagne. That's what you eat. That's what you do.
Back to Aiden Hutchinson.
I think Aiden Hutchinson will probably go first overall. I have seen some film on Mr. Thibodeau, and he is a monster. But I think with the season that Aiden had last year, he'll probably go first overall.
Look, people. Arm length doesn't matter. Hand size doesn't matter. If you want to know how good a guy is, watch him play.
Yeah.
Other than that,
it's not about your size. It's about what you do with it.
It's about what you do with it. His combine was fantastic. I don't know, like there's some fat old guy that's balding that has spent his entire life measuring young boys coming out of college, and he who is he to sit there and say, oh, this guy's not going to be good because of his arm length, or whatever analyst, another fat balding old analyst that took the measurement and was like, oh, he can't be good because his arms are too short. You know, who are you, man? Who are you? Dude's going to be great.
I wonder with an edge, like, I mean, I guess I'd see the benefit of maybe having longer arms because you can reach out.
Yeah, I mean,
grab
swim moves and
but I mean,
various things. But
like, I feel like if you had shorter arms, maybe you could swim a little faster. Right?
It's a whole different set of moves.
If you have big arms, like if you had like let's just take it to an extreme. Let's say your arms were like 6 feet long.
That becomes a liability.
Right. So this guy, like, what's the ideal arm length?
I don't know.
Fuck this guy. I don't like him.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jefferson?
I don't know who measured him, or I don't know. Whoever said it, man, you're stupid.
Fuck you, Jefferson. I don't like you. You got a stupid face.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Another story of the draft has been who's going number one at receiver. Who's the best receiver in this draft class? I personally think it's Jameson Williams from Alabama, even though he's kind of been overshadowed by Chris Olave, just because, I mean, that receiver core at Ohio State was really, really good. I don't think Wilson Olave would have been anything had it not been for Smith and Jigba. He was the best receiver out of the three of them. So in terms of versatility and talent, I'm taking Williams first overall, just in terms of receivers, and then probably Wilson and then Olave. Yeah,
I mean, I think with Jameson Williams, obviously the dude's like freakishly fast.
No, he is. Yeah.
But he did have an ACL injury in the national championship game, which is probably going to make some GMs a little hesitant. Because, I mean, ACL injuries can be nasty, and especially if you're in a skill position where you are leaning heavily on how explosive you can be.
Right. That's
going to put some question marks. Everything I've seen has Garrett Wilson going first out of Ohio State, out of the Wilson Olave core. I honestly didn't watch very many Ohio State games last year.
Very good.
Hate Ohio State, so I don't really have a reason to watch them.
The quarterback plus the receiver room that they had is what made Ohio State anywhere near as good as what they were last year. Anything less than that, those quadruplets right there in Ohio State wouldn't have been anything.
Yep.
So our third story in stories of the 2022 NFL Draft, Nick Bonitto, OU's very own edge rusher, has received the highest pass rush grade in this class, and since 2019, Nick Bosa. So higher than Aiden Hutchinson, higher than Kayvon Thibodeau.
My man.
Anyway, what are you doing? Anyway, Nick Bonitto, by the numbers, is the most effective pass rusher in this draft class. Is going to do wonders for his draft stock. So maybe instead of like late third round, early fourth rounder, we might see him move up to like middle upper half of the third round. So
yeah, I think the biggest knock on him is he's a little undersized for the position by NFL standards, which apparently size, as we talked about earlier, is something they're really about their measurements. They like to measure people.
It's bullshit.
And apparently he has a tendency to get locked into blocks, whatever that means.
Yeah.
I guess it's his ability to break away from blocks and finish plays. But, we love Nick.
Yeah,
all the best to him. We hope he goes. I'd love to see him go early third round to a good team.
I mean, I would have loved to see him come back and play.
Oh, that would have been the best.
It's kind of sad because it's like you just imagine the potential that like him, Isaiah Thomas, Perrion, maybe even Brian Asamoah would have had
under Brent Venables. Him yelling at him.
Defense.
Just giving him some sausage.
So, I mean, those guys were those guys were for sure the most dominant defensive players we had.
Yeah.
So without a doubt, it would have been incredible to have him back this year. But yeah, man, shout out Nick Bonitto, doing big things. So for this next segment, I found a picture that's floating around on Twitter. Oh, that's an Instagram video. I found a picture.
It was on Instagram.
More technical difficulties. But no, I found a picture floating around on Twitter. Of Bob Stoops. Obviously, he's still actively recruiting for the University of Oklahoma.
Good guy.
But,
good guy, Bob Stoops. Like that guy.
Saw him in there, and man, he's got some wimpy calves.
You're gonna put that right about
Yeah,
here.
so we're gonna put that somewhere here so that everybody can see it. But I'm gonna show you on my phone. He has some stick thin little.
Yeah, I mean, with old guys, older
calves.
guys, older gentlemen, you either
He's not old.
he's older.
He's aged.
He's vintage.
Gracefully.
When you start to put on a little weight up here, one of two things happens. One, you either develop these big man calves because you're carrying that extra weight. Like maybe if you go hit the treadmill, like you're adding some extra work. So you're building those calves up. Or, unfortunately, you end up like our dear friend Bob here. It's important, remember, Bob, if you're watching this,
some calf raises.
You got to. Calves are their own muscle group. You can't treat them any differently than you would your quads or your chest or your shoulders. You need to have a diverse set of workouts that you're doing to stimulate that growth, especially if you're not genetically blessed, which clearly you are not.
We love Bob Stoops. He's amazing in a lot of things. But weak where the calf area is concerned. So maybe while you're on the golf course, between shots, between holes, maybe when you come around the turn, you just get in there, get a few calf raises going. But yeah, man, I just thought that was funny. I had to mention that. So for our next segment, speaking of Bob's, Bob Bowlesby gone. I was going to try to get through that with a straight face. That's actually what I named the segment, Bob Bowlesby gone, because Bob Bowlesby is gone. He is.
Wait, what?
Bob Bowlesby is gone. The Big 12 commissioner has
That's what we're talking about?
Yeah. What did you think we were talking about? That's the name of the fucking segment.
I thought we were talking about bowl games that Bob Stoops coached in that you wish were gone. I put the 2008 national championship against Florida and the Fiesta Bowl against Boise.
Oh, well, that's not what we're fucking talking about. We're talking about Bob Bowlesby. It was wordplay. So Bob Bowlesby gone.
I misunderstood.
Because Bob Bowlesby is gone. He has resigned as the Big 12 commissioner because he sucks. And people have been asking for our thoughts about this. So I just wanted to start this segment off with a quote from our dear father, big-time OU fan, been cheering for OU again for decades. Fuck Bowlesby. I'd kick his balls into his double chin, end quote. So that pretty much sums up our thoughts about Bob Bowlesby. I don't like to play the conspiracy theorist, but it would take a whole episode to go into detail about the ways in which I think Bob Bowlesby was trying to usurp OU and undermine us and replace us as the best team in the conference with a Texas team because that's how he wanted it. But that's what he did through officiating and branding and marketing and business and all the bullshit. And in doing so, he kind of pushed us out of the conference. And obviously, we're taking Texas with us because what are they going to do, stay in the Big 12?
No.
Or follow their biggest money game and their biggest rivalry to the SEC, where they're going to be making more money anyway. So, good on him for resigning because he obviously sucks at his job. But in my opinion, he should just stay retired.
Yeah. I don't obviously have very many
much
notes.
to say since you thought we were talking about something completely different. The Fiesta Bowl fuck-ups. That was your second thing. I'm interested to hear what those were, but we'll see.
No, if it was like bowl games that you would change, obviously that 2008 national championship game where we lost 24-14, that was a stacked team. We had Sam Bradford, DeMarco Murray. And then when we lost the stupid Fiesta Bowl, we lost twice. We lost against Boise State and we lost against West Virginia before they came.
Yeah. So you thought it was bowl games like we can't get back.
Like
those bowls be gone.
Bowl games that we wish to have gone. You really need to be more clear in your notes about what we're talking about.
It was clever wordplay, but I could see how it would get misconstrued there. Okay, anyway, that's hilarious. Moving on. Our fan question of the week, I posted a poll on Twitter. It was, do you poop in public? So I think it was like even. I think it was like 2/3 said no, and then 1/3 said yes, which is crazy to me.
I would like to get a demographic breakdown because I think pooping in public, it's a maturity thing, really. If you're over the age of 25 and you don't poop in public, you need to talk to your therapist.
Yeah.
Because those insecurities should have been gone a long time ago. Now, if it's like a germ thing, I guess I get it, but still, like,
I don't think it is. I think the vast majority of the time people say it's a cleanliness thing,
Yeah,
but I
but
think
it's
most
an
of the time they're just
insecurity.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
No one wants to, especially if there's people in the restroom with you, you don't want to walk out of the stall, right? And there's people just looking at you and you're like, they can smell what you've produced. Now, see, me personally, I don't give a shit.
Well, you got to take pride in it. That's got to be something that you got to grasp by the balls, by
You're
the
an
huevos,
adult.
and take ownership. Like that came out of you.
Yeah.
Like we're men. We don't get to have kids. We don't have anything good come out of us. So what does come out of you, you have to really own that.
It.
You got to embrace it.
And
you got to be like, that's me.
No one's exempt, right? Like we all poop.
Yeah.
We all have buttholes. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. So I find it like, I think you're a diagnosable.
Well, girls don't poop until they're married.
Yeah, you're right. Girls don't poop until they're married, guys. But I think you're a diagnosable psychopath. If let me just break down this scenario for you. Let's say you're you're getting some gas station barbecue. Okay, you're on a road trip, right?
Where
You're
at?
almost
Like
home,
Buc-ee's?
but you were really hungry.
Like at Buc-ee's?
No, not like a Buc-ee's. Let's pretend it's let's pretend it's got a similar bathroom to like a CC's Pizza. Okay. We all know,
God!
We
Oh
all,
no!
we all know what those are like.
God.
But anyway, so
No.
but here's the scenario. So you're eating your barbecue, and it's just one of those things, really quick turnaround, like immediately you have to poop, right? If you would rather subject yourself to the torturous 20-minute drive home than poop in that slightly dirty restroom, you're a psychopath. Or even worse, if you'd rather poop your pants than poop in that restroom, you're a fucking weirdo. Like, straight up, you're a weirdo.
Well, I mean, I think probably most people are not thinking that they're going to poop their pants. Like, it's just like a gamble. Like, you're taking the risk. You're taking, like it's probabilities, right? So you got what's the probability that I'm going to shit my pants? And if that standard deviation is at a small enough margin to where you're comfortable, then you forego the shit, the nasty.
True. But here's the question.
You have to compare, what are the chances that I'm going to get chlamydia from this toilet versus the risk of me shitting my pants, right? That's a good risk to reward ratio, because if it's a high chance that you're going to get chlamydia, then I would rather shit my pants than get chlamydia.
So I guess the real question is, let's say you're on the drive, right?
Okay.
And then you know it's coming. Do you poop in your pants, or do you pull over and
shit
poop
on
in
the
the middle
road?
of the road? I'm taking the road and I'm wiping with my socks.
Well, it depends on, are we out in the middle of the country? Are we making the trip?
You're not going to make it. You're literally on a 2-lane road. There's no buildings. You're not going to make it home. It's coming right now.
You're not in the middle of downtown
You have
Dallas.
enough time. You have enough time to pull over and poop on the road, and that's it.
Yeah, then I'm doing that.
Okay.
But I'm not going to poop on the middle of the road in Dallas.
But here's the thing, people. Stop being shameful and ashamed of yourself. Everybody poops. Just do it. Start practicing to get more comfortable with it. Yeah. Right. Just next time you're in public, if you have to go,
if you don't have to go, just go.
Force yourself.
Just go poop. Maybe
or just
sit down and play on your phone for a little while.
Yeah, or
on the toilet.
Fugazi poop. Just pretend to be pooping, just so you get the repetitions in.
Yeah. I can't remember. Did I do that when I did the Matthew McConaughey thing? Was that on the first recording or the second one?
I don't know. I don't remember. He did a funny Matthew McConaughey impersonation, and
I can't remember which one it's on.
Can't remember which one it's on.
It's been a rough day, guys.
It's been a rough day. It's okay though. We're pushing through. Moving on to our top 3 of the week. Just like last week, we each have 3 topics, not even necessarily sports related. We don't know what each other's are. Well, we do now because we did this once, but we didn't. But we're gonna go through our top 3 of the week and just kind of discuss. So I'll do my first one, and you do your first one. Sound good?
Yeah.
My first one is the Lakers. I'm so happy that this team is garbage. I'm so happy that they're missing the playoffs. I absolutely hate what they're doing in LA. I hate LeBron James even more. Biggest baby whiner, hypocrite, fake, two-faced basketball player I've ever seen. Absolutely does not deserve to have his name up there with the likes of Jordan and Kobe. I put him. My list is Kobe, Jordan, and then I've got to put Bron up there just because obviously he's a great player. But you just compare the careers of the 3, and it's like Kobe and Michael didn't have to
They were tough.
They were tough.
They were really tough.
They were tough
mentally on another level. LeBron James is very mentally soft. He's very soft.
Yeah, no, and they didn't have to talk and politic their way into having a better career than they had. They stayed with one team and they just won games because they were that good.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, I'm glad he's getting his medicine. Hopefully after this he just retires. But man, I'm so happy that the Lakers are failing.
It was kind of rough for me. I'm a huge Russell Westbrook fan from back when he was at OKC. I think a lot of this Laker team's failure got put on his shoulders, and it wasn't his fault.
He was for sure
Obviously,
the scapegoat.
he was going through a little bit of a shooting slump, but Westbrook's not a great spot-up shooter. That's not his game. He needs the ball in his hand. That's how he facilitates. He's an aggressive player, athletic phenom, but he's got to have the ball in his hand. So with LeBron running like point forward, it just doesn't really work out. I kind of wanted Russ to be able to win a championship. I think he should have that year that they were up 3-1 against the Warriors, and then KD sold his soul to the devil so that he could go join the Warriors. But it's neither here nor there. I hope he goes to a team that appreciates him so that he can finish out the last of his career.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah. What's your first one?
You watch WrestleMania?
No.
WrestleMania, brother.
I'm not a big wrestling guy anymore. I gave that
well,
up
neither
when
am
I was
I.
like
But I saw a clip.
12.
I saw a clip, and Pat McAfee, Barstool,
Yep.
he wrestled at WrestleMania. And after his match, I think he won. I'm not sure. I didn't actually watch it. But Stone Cold came out. And they were doing the beer thing. And he was out of beer. Another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. 5 beers. 6 beers. And a Bloody Mary. And he was smashing the beers with Pat McAfee. And then smashed the last one. They drank them. And then he stunned him. Bam! Got him. And then he got... yeah. No, that's John Cena.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, but anyways, I thought that was cool. WWE needs to step their game up. Long gone are the glory days back when you had Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena,
Batista.
Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton,
Yeah.
Edge,
Edge was my
Chris
guy.
Jericho. They don't have any of those people. The only person they have is Roman Reigns, and I think the only reason anyone knows him is because he's The Rock's cousin.
That's
or
probably
nephew
why
or
they're.
whatever.
That's probably why they're kind of resorting to like pulling
these
celebrities.
Yeah, these
random
influencers.
celebrities. Because there's I swear there's a celebrity like every event that they have now. Like Bad Bunny, Shaq, and all them.
Logan Paul was at the WrestleMania. He wrestled. So yeah, they're kind of going with gimmicky
It's kind
stuff.
of cool, but yeah, it's very gimmicky.
And they're having to rely on their old stars to keep the brand going. But anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, cool. Well, my second one doesn't really need much explaining because we just talked about it, but Nick Bonito for obviously getting that pass rush grade. Just awesome, man. Good for him.
Good for him.
But yeah, no
He's a
further
good guy.
discussion necessary.
My man.
On to you.
Yes.
On to you for your second one.
Tiger. He came back. He's back. Tiger's back.
I was debating putting this in mind,
Yeah.
but I figured we were going to talk about it regardless. So.
Tiger is synonymous with
Winning.
golf. You ask the layperson. We play a little golf. We follow it a bit. You might follow it more than I do.
We're ass at golf.
We're not good. But Tiger Woods is. He's when most people think about golf, they think about Tiger Woods.
Yeah, no, he's the face of the game.
He has transcended the sport, and so the sport is always better. Golf is always more interesting when that person is good and they're competing. He made the cut. I'm checking where he's at now. It looks like he dropped quite a bit.
+2?
He's now +3 for the tournament.
I mean,
he's tied for 31st.
That's close to the cut line, so that's concerning. But
No, he already made the cut.
Okay.
The cut was yesterday.
Oh,
I don't think they do a second cut.
No, okay, they don't. Okay, cool. Well, there you go.
So he'll finish the
Tiger's in
tournament.
it. He's in there.
But
He's playing his ass off.
But yeah, I would like to see Tiger come back, maybe make one more run.
He's.
I feel like golf has kind of been, obviously they had like the Koepka and DeChambeau rivalry that kind of helped fuel. Golf needs a little bit more edge if it's going to stay competitive. They need figures like Tiger, like Brooks, like Rory that are able to kind of step up and lead the sport
and seem like athletes.
Yeah.
They're not golfers. They seem like athletes.
That's why I think the
difference.
Koepka DeChambeau thing was so good because they talk a little shit.
Oh yeah, no,
and you liked, like, I fucking hate Bryson DeChambeau. I think the dude's a fucking twat. I
don't like
him.
either of them. I
like Brooks. I think Brooks is cool.
I mean, yeah, any sport's better with good rivalries.
Oh yeah,
good grudge match.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Is that it for your second one?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, my third one is applesauce. It's just plain and simple applesauce. Just a beloved childhood snack that I recently was reintroduced to. I was just walking through the store because I used to eat the pop top like foil cups of applesauce, but I saw like a jar that you can just eat. I've been eating it right out of the jar. It's just a big jar of cinnamon Mott's applesauce. And it's delicious, and I now remember why I loved it so much as a kid. Yeah, it's goated, man. It's like it is a blue blood childhood snack.
I was never much into applesauce. I'd rather have like a nice Jello pudding, snack pack.
Yeah, the mixed one.
Oh,
the
yeah,
marbled
yeah.
one with the chocolate and
the
vanilla.
chocolate, the vanilla.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
good stuff.
That's my goated thing. If I'm gonna do the fruit, I'd rather have the little oranges in the sauce or in the syrup.
Yeah, see, at least pudding's. I'm not a big mandarin orange guy. I think at least the pudding's competitive with applesauce, but I still got to put applesauce at the top.
I'm not so sure about that.
What's your last one?
Baseball face shots. It's
baseball bukkake.
Baseball bukkake, basically just money shots. I was watching the Mets Nationals game, and Lindor squared up to bunt. You probably saw the videos online. And I don't know if it slipped out of the dude. I don't know who was pitching. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand because I know they changed the baseballs, and a lot of the pitchers have complained about the grip. But hit him straight in the face. Basically, I think it like glanced off his helmet first, so it didn't like destroy his face. But like 100 mile per hour fastball at the face. Baseball is a dangerous game, and pitchers are basically allowed to just throw at guys.
You can kill somebody with a baseball.
You can, yeah, and so I think they need to get that under control. Pitchers are so like coddled, and like you can't do anything if you're a hitter. You can't
watch your
thing.
run.
You can't flip your bat. You can't do. They get
which is stupid.
Offended by everything.
It's kind of part of the game. Like you want to know where the ball is, even if it's in play. Like even if it's not a home run.
Baseball needs a little sauce too. I think we talked about this last week. They need to bring steroids back for baseball.
For sure.
It's just
let them juice.
Let them juice. Give them pine tar. Let them put whatever on the ball. It's more fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, that's it for our top 3 of the week. We're going to move on to our main segment. So last week we did games 1 through 6. So this week we're going to do 7 through 12 of our pre-spring game season predictions, and then obviously after the spring game we're gonna kind of revise those. So moving right in, Kansas. I got us winning 56-14. I think that's all that needs to be said. It's Kansas.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, Kansas is, they are no matter. They're a Fugazi, a Fugazi, it's a Woozy, it's a Wazi, it's fucking fairy dust.
Yeah, they're
not real.
Irrelevant. So, no concerns there.
You jerk off. It's a rookie numbers. You got to get those pumped up.
Moving on. Iowa State. I got us winning 35-7. I don't really see this as a trap game. I think this Iowa State team is going to hearken more to what we saw last year as opposed to the years before that where they were actually halfway decent.
Yeah.
No more Breece Hall. No more Brock Purdy. No more Charlie fucking Kolar. We finally weathered that storm. He's gone. He played like 7 years there. No more Charlie Kolar. We don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't think they're going to have anything for our defense, so I think this is going to be pretty smooth W for the Sooners.
Yeah. I don't see as much of an issue here either. I don't really want to venture a guess on a score, but you're 35-7, 35-14, something like that is probably pretty accurate to what it should be.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Moving on. Baylor. So this is one that I had to toil with for a little while. I don't want to say that I see this necessarily as a loss, but I think if we're going to lose,
it's a good game to lose.
This is the game you want to lose because it's like a pivotal point in the season So you lose and you can still recover, because I imagine that Baylor is going to be a top 15 team at this point, and possibly even a top 10 team at that point. So if you lose to them, the narrative of the season then becomes, can we scratch and claw, win the conference championship against Baylor, and then kind of forge a playoff picture for ourselves. So
can you tell if the phone's still recording?
It looks kind of dark.
Sorry guys, we just gotta. Oh no, we're good.
No,
we're saucing. We're saucing.
Cool.
All right, sorry about that.
It is still recording. We're good.
Good.
But anyway, yeah. So the narrative is going to become like, can we redeem ourselves against this Baylor team if we lose? So I don't want to predict that this is going to be a loss. I put this down as a loss, 28-31, even though we play them at home, which is obviously going to be a huge advantage. But if we're going to lose a game, this is going to be the game to lose. Because, I mean, they're going to have probably one of the best defensive lines in the Big 12. The best defensive line in the Big 12 until someone else proves otherwise, because obviously they just got Jackson Player, big transfer from Tulsa, and they have Blake Shapen. Gary Bohannon will not start for this Baylor team. I mark my words, Blake Shapen will be the starter because he can actually sling the rock a little bit. So this is going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is probably the most likely loss that I see. I don't think, because look, it's hard to expect your team to go undefeated. It really is. It's super hard. If you're going to take a loss, this is the one to take. There's a good chance that you're able to redeem it in the Big 12 championship.
For sure.
And then go from there. Again, this year we're not necessarily, at least I'm not super concerned with us making like a playoff run this year. I would rather us just focus on winning a Big 12 championship.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'd like us to.
Well, of course, I would like us to.
But that's if all the predictions are one loss, regardless of who it's to, you're still in the picture for a playoff.
You're in the picture, yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is I don't. We're probably going to lose a game, and if you are going to lose a game, this is the one to lose.
Baylor would be the team to lose to. I agree completely. Yeah. After that, we have West Virginia. So I have this chalked up as a win, 38-7. I don't think West Virginia is going to have anything. This is not going to be a good team at all.
I think this is our biggest trap game, and I'll tell you why. It's going to depend on whether or not we beat Baylor or not. If we lose to Baylor, West Virginia is going to get bent over prison style, and it's not going to be close. We're going to go in, we're going to have a vengeance, we're going to rock the world. If we beat Baylor, especially if we beat them convincingly, I could see us maybe our eyes are darting over to OSU. Maybe we're looking past West Virginia a little bit. It's at Morgantown. And those hillbillies come out with a vengeance. It's a tough crowd to play in front of. Probably be a night game. So the moonshine's going to be pouring. And I just I could see that one being a trap game.
I don't at all.
Okay.
I think we're dusting those fools. I think the only things I would really classify as maybe a trap game this year would be maybe TCU, maybe Iowa State. But just in terms of games that I think we could potentially lose, I think they're all just like legitimately tough teams, like Kansas State, Texas, Baylor. So I don't really see much as far as trap games go this year, just because none of these teams are going to, like a lot of these teams aren't going to be as good as they were, at least on paper. Moving on, Bedlam in Norman. I've got this chalked up as a win, 45-21.
Okay,
obviously,
big win.
This is a revenge game.
It is.
For our guys that played them last year. So they're very bitter about how things ended last year, obviously with the blown penalty call. And they played them close with a roster or a team that's probably not going to be near as good as what we're going to be in 2022. So they're going to be more physically ready to compete. OSU obviously has a tattered defense. They lost a vast majority of their talent and their starters to the draft and lost their coordinator to Ohio State. He went and took a better job. So I think this is going to be just a regular old little brother beat down. You let them win once,
45-21. Is that what you have over there?
45-21.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty accurate. I'm not horribly worried about this game. Again, it's Bedlam though. So anytime we face OSU, anytime we face Texas, throw record, out the window because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's going to be a battle. And so I don't know that it'll be as much of a battle as last year, though. I mean, they barely beat us. They had the home field advantage, and they had some calls. That's not going to go their way this year.
Yeah,
so
and at least we won't have to suffer through the fucking paddles this year. Them just beating.
Yeah, what does Dad call them? Sheep fuckers?
He calls them a lot of things. That's probably one of the coined terms that he calls them.
He calls them sheep fuckers, and then he likes to make fun of their fight song. He'll do the
we have a lot of traditions in our household that are grounded in shitting on other teams' traditions, especially OSU. And then moving on. Final game of the season. It's going to be a cherry on top. Completely easy. Fuck Tech. They're awful. They're awful every year. 100-3. That's my actual prediction. 100-3. At least that's what I hope it is. I think we'll probably stop somewhere around the 60-something point range, but I think we can hang 100 on these guys, and I hope we do so.
Maybe we'll get to see against Tech, if we're beating them that bad, maybe we'll get to see Nick Evers sling the ball a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a few of these games where Nick Evers is going to get to come and play a few snaps. West Virginia, Kansas.
Yeah, definitely against Kansas for sure. I mean, I say that, didn't we almost lose to them last year?
We came close, but we didn't lose to them, Texas fans. We didn't lose to them. But yeah, no, I think there's going to be kind of a cakewalk to end out the season. Move on to the conference championship.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Anything else? No. Cool. Well, that's our predictions, week 7 through 12.
Hey, we did it. I think it's still recording.
Yeah, it's still going. Yeah, we're good. So that's going to do it for episode 10. We'll be back same time next week for episode 11. So until then, y'all, all love, Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner.
Yeah.